What's up guys, Everything Apple Pro here. Apple and Samsung, two major competitors. They've been going at it for many years already, and we're going to be seeing new phones from both of them next year. The Samsung Galaxy S7 we're going to be seeing in just a few months, and the iPhone 7 later in September in 2016. So in this video, I wanted to talk about one of Apple's major competitors, the Samsung Galaxy S7, what it could possibly bring. I know I don't usually do this for Samsung, but there's a lot of exciting rumors and stuff that'll boil blood for Apple fanboys for the Galaxy S7. So I want to talk about some of those rumors and some new details that have emerged about the iPhone 7. So Samsung Galaxy S7 is going to be announced sometime late February, early March, and we're going to be seeing it in an early April release date. So it's going to be huge. I mean, it's not going to be a new redesign like the iPhone 7 will be, but the Samsung Galaxy S7 is going to make some light upgrades to the S6. There's really not much Samsung can improve on other than speed, maybe a little bit in display quality, but that really wouldn't make sense. But there is some new technology in the display they surely will adopt. So let's talk about the Samsung Galaxy S7 and what it'll mean for the iPhone 7 competition. And as long as I can remember on this channel, I've been showing Apple versus Samsung in many comparisons. It's just fun to see the reaction. Really, some people are so passionate about one company or the other, which I don't really understand. Yeah, I like Apple, but I'm not going to defend them to the very end if there is a different product that's a lot better out there. And I don't hesitate to admit in what ways Samsung is better. So Samsung had a fantastic year in 2015. I mean, the Samsung Galaxy S5, it was kind of a product that didn't sell too much. It was underwhelming. The S6 and S6 Edge, man, they just blew the S5 out of the water. It was a beautiful display. The design was amazing. Really, Samsung stepped up their game, and this year they're going to be looking to further that. They want to keep their market share strong and growing. They want to pull a lot of iPhone customers away to their lineup. So what could they possibly do to the S7 to make it more enticing than the iPhone 6s or iPhone 7? So the biggest thing about the Samsung Galaxy S7 is it's going to be borrowing a feature that was founded with the iPhone 6s by Apple. 3D Touch is going to be called Clear Force. It's supposedly going to be a technology found in the S7 that will be adopted from Synaptics. The technology will be very similar, but in the actual details of the rumor, I was very surprised to find some nice uses for it. Now, I think that Apple's fault with 3D Touch is that it's just not utilized enough. It's a great feature, but throughout the system, there's really not much area you can use it in. Most people just use it as an app switcher on the 6S, and they only use it with the live photo feature. Besides that, there's really not much necessity for it. So with Samsung, there's some interesting details of what the new Clear Force can do. Now, Clear Force can do a variable speed scroll, so depending on how hard you press on the display, you can scroll faster. You can use it to pan on an image or zoom in with the amount of force you're displaying. Of course, function, preview, and selection, pretty much peek and pop. So peek on links, peek on photos, have those previewed for you. You can actually unlock the screen just by forcing the display and waking it up, which I thought was a neat touch, but won't that drain battery life with the digitizer always on? Of course, right click. So Samsung is a little more complex, the entire OS, and having a right click is pretty cool. And caps lock, so making the keyboard usage easier without needing to go to the sub keyboard menu. You can just click harder on a character and it'll go into capitalized mode. So interesting uses for Clear Force or 3D Touch on Samsung's part. Really, once it drops, it'll be really interesting to see how it compares to 3D Touch on the iPhone 7. So the iPhone 7, in a recent rumor, basically they're saying that 3D Touch will not really be improved. There won't be anything much to improve it with other than software. So we might see some new software features on the iPhone 7 that take advantage of 3D Touch. Now, everybody really did expect this. I mean, come on. Of course, Samsung is going to use the technology in their phones. It does make a phone experience slightly better, and hopefully Samsung can improve upon it. This isn't the first time this year that either one of the company has copied from each other. Samsung immediately after the announcement of the iPad Pro, they did release their own mammoth-sized tablet. They actually did copy the rose gold color on the Samsung Galaxy Note 5, which, man, that's just blatant copying right there. At the same time, Apple did take their fair share of things from Samsung. Now, as for the design of the the S7, there's a lot of renders out there, a lot of concepts. There's actually a couple that I really do like down below in the description of the S7 and the iPhone 7, so do check those out. But basically, this is not an entire hardware refresh. While the S7 will look a lot like the S6, the iPhone 7 will be a completely new design from the iPhone 6s. Both of these manufacturers use 2 years, pretty much the same design, then they'll switch it up majorly as the past has shown us. Also rumored is the adoption of a USB-C port. This would allow for ultra-fast charging, get a full days of usage in just 30 minutes of charging using that new port. This is where every phone manufacturer is headed, and eventually Apple. Not with the 7, possibly with the 7S. There's another rumor also about the S7 that Samsung is looking to right its wrongs with the S6. One of the biggest complaints is the removal of the SD card slot, and Samsung just dropped some brand new micro SD cards that are ultra fast, and what better way to utilize them than by adding a new micro SD slot in the standard variant of the S7. It's rumored it won't appear in the S7 Edge, but at least you'll get it in the regular option. There is a leaked render of the S7 that's floating around that basically suggests it looks almost exactly the same, while another leaker did say that the camera would be flush. So contradicting information here, nobody really knows for sure, but hopefully it will be a more flush design. I really don't like that trend nowadays. Yeah, I like better camera quality, but I wish we could have a flush body as well. You gotta pick and choose, right? Now, power-wise, leaked Geekbench results of the Samsung Galaxy S7 suggest the usage of a Snapdragon 820 processor. This is an updated version of the 810, fixes the overheating issues, and it's likely to be powered at 3 gigahertz. It's a crazy amount of power and a major focus on single-core scores. So the leaked Geekbench is actually pretty impressive compared to the S6 and S6 Edge, so definitely gonna throw a large punch to the iPhone 6s or the iPhone 7. As for some of the crazier stuff that's likely not going to happen, that's being rumored, a 4K display on a smartphone. While it makes sense, everybody's going to move there eventually. Just right now, the battery life and the processing power sacrifices you'd make to get that aren't worth it. The display on the current S6 is beautiful. Really, I just don't see how it can get any better. Also, a retina scanner, unlock your phone with your eye. I mean, come on. The fingerprint sensor is well enough. Why add complexity to an area where you don't need it? So that's the Samsung Galaxy S7. As you guys can see, I don't usually do this kind of stuff on my channel, but I wanted to give you guys an idea of how the competition is against the iPhone 7. That's going to be coming out in 9 months or so. So the iPhone 7, there's a lot of information on that. I did have a couple other videos that I did talk about some of the rumors, but some of the smaller stuff that's going on, there's a new patent for the iPhone 7 that could possibly be used. Basically, a new use for liquid metal. It allows for a display that's completely seamless. It's going to make for extremely hard replacements on the display, but now with Apple's service being so cheap, compared to buying the display yourself and replacing it, this actually kind of makes sense. This new patent basically allows for a seamless design via this little V shape, so the display will be made with the shell of the phone, which could add a lot of complexity, but at the same time allow for a thinner but more beautiful phone. Now, apparently Apple has just opened up a new secret testing facility for the future iPhone displays. Maybe not necessarily the iPhone 7, but future ones in general. They're going to be testing OLED there for 2018 models Plus and micro LED, which is the next step up from LCD. Pretty much there's only so much you can do with an LCD display. Eventually you got to step it up, make it thinner, remove the backlight. With micro LED, that's possible. Now, what could Apple be achieving with this new facility? Well, they'll be testing thinner, lighter displays for phones that would allow for better designs overall, as well as energy efficiency. And lastly, I wanted to share a render with you guys. I'll have a link for this video down below in the description. Probably the best one I've seen so far. Most of them just look too much, like really too out there. The displays completely wrap around the phone, holographic keyboards. Come on, be realistic. This one actually combines the look of the iPhone 4S and the iPhone 6 and 6S currently, and I absolutely love it. I think this is honestly my best guess at what the new iPhone could look like. Not exactly like this, but Apple is going to take inspiration for a new, more blockier design. And this is just my best guess, but really, I think the new iPhone is going to be a little bit sharper. I mean, the curved design is awesome and all, but I just don't like it as much as the older phones, like the 5, 5S, 4s. Blocky design for me is the way to go. So guys, that's just about it. The new S7, new iPhone 7. We got plenty of great new phones coming next year. I'm so excited to try both of those out, and I'll keep you guys updated on any news. I know you guys do like to hear about that latest stuff that's happening. So thanks so much for watching, guys. Be sure to check out the other rumor videos where I talk about stuff I didn't in this video about those products as well. Have a great day. Enjoy your current phone until the release of the next one. Peace.